Well, welcome to the Indigenous Entrepreneurs Podcast. Today I have Christopher Crazy Bull with me, who's from Apex, and he's going to be sharing with us what they do there and what he does at Apex and how you can use the organization and work with him to help grow your business. So thank you for being with us, Christopher. If you could just introduce yourself to us. And then we'll just get started from there.
Well, hi, Cecilia. Thank you for having me. My name is Christopher Crazy Bull, and I am the Apex Accelerator based out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. So there are a few things that we can provide for small businesses looking forward to some services, as long as they're well. Let me pull up a PowerPoint presentation if that works for you. Is this a good time for that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, let's do the share screen and we'll go to this one and should be good. You got that
Yep, I
showing
can
up?
see it.
Excellent. Okay, so I am as it shows, uh, we're hosted by the National Center for American Indian Enterprise Development. They are based out of Mesa, Arizona. They're a host organization. We are funded by the Department of Defense to help Native American small businesses. And we provide business consulting services. So if you call and you say, hey, we're trying to find out how to break into the government contracting, be it federal, state, local, tribal, we're here to help you with that. Um, we work with all Native American businesses, American Indian, Alaska Native corporations, and Native Hawaiians. And that includes the tribes. So if there's a tribal entity owned business, we do that as well. It doesn't matter if you're on or off the reservation, we're here to help you. And we provide those services for free. And to let you know, I happen to be a Native American Apex Accelerator working with Native Americans. There are other Apex Accelerators in the state and in other states that supports non-Native Americans. So there's a little bit of a difference with some of them, and I could show you that in a minute. So who I serve? We serve Native Americans. As long as it's owned and managed by a Native American company, a person, that's fine. And it's got to be a for-profit company, so it's not any nonprofits. Um, this is a map that shows the regions that we cover. So I am the New Mexico little star. I cover New Mexico and El Paso. Our colleague covers Navajo Reservation. We've got another colleague that covers Colorado. And then Louisiana, Georgia, and New York, they split up those 18 states on that other side, um, which is a lot of states and a lot of ground to cover, but they're a good team. And this kind of shows the written out for our coverage area. And so I'm in the Southwest BIA region. And these are the things we provide for Native American businesses, right? Like, are you ready to do contracting with government agencies? If you're missing something, do you need support? Do you need support with the capability statement? Do you need bid matching? So we can line you up based upon your North American industry classification system codes. We can say, oh, this might be a good fit for you. This might not be a good fit for you. We could kind of funnel some opportunities, but focus should, of course, be on marketing. Um, we assist with required registrations and certifications. So if you're looking at getting women-owned small business certified or service-disabled veteran-owned small business certified or HubZone certified, 8A, we are here to work with that, um, work with you on that. We unite businesses with purchasing and decision makers. So we take small businesses and we can have them do um, meet with larger businesses or doing matchmaking events. I can show you later on another event that we're going to have coming up where people can meet other people that might be in line with what they're doing and find ways to be force multipliers. We sponsor outreach and networking events, and we're also present at those, and we educate people on programs that are specific to them when it comes to procurement. And what we do for the government and industry buying agencies. So we let them know about different programs like the Department of Defense Indian Incentive Program. where if you've got a contract over $500,000 going to a Native American small business, the DoD gives an additional 5% to the prime contractor. If you, we all, again, for them, we sponsor and participate outreach and networking events. We have a list of Native American-owned businesses, and we work directly with buyers and program officials of government and industry to identify the Native American sources for specific requirements. Going back to if you're a Native American-owned business, a small business, and the federal government is looking for a Native American-owned small business to provide a service or product, we can try to make the two meet. And so you can go to this map right here to look at the apexaccelerators.us, and you can find any Apex Accelerator that's close to you. And that will let you know, maybe you'll find somebody geographically in the same city or relatively close. So if you happen to not be in New Mexico and Native American, this will help you find who you're looking for. And again, all services are free. And this is my contact information. I'll just leave that there for a second for anybody who wants to write that down, because who doesn't want to write down contact information when it's presented? I love contact information. Though sometimes they just don't leave it long enough. They put it there, then they take it off, and someone's like, "Oh, I didn't get that. Was that an NCAI or?" Yeah. So feel free to call me or email me whenever you feel like it. I will be here. Doing whatever it is that I do. So I will stop sharing this to go back to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that information with us. I just have a few questions about like Apex and what you do, kind of based off of what you just presented. You mentioned that your office is in Albuquerque, but you can work with anyone in the state of New Mexico as long as they're native. It's a native-owned business. Is that correct?
That is correct. Anyone in New Mexico and El Paso, Texas, the region in El Paso. So yes, absolutely.
And you kind of mentioned like some of the things that people can go to you for, but can you kind of just talk a little bit more about that? Like what can businesses come to you? Is there specific things that you just focus on, like that procurement and that matchmaking, or can they come to you for like other things as well?
Oh, they can come to me for absolutely anything. If I don't know the answer, I can point somebody in the right direction. Like I'll say, I don't know this. Let me ask my boss. Let me ask a colleague. Let me look at an instruction. Let me figure out what this is. So we try to help facilitate um, everything. If someone wants help with SAM registration, I'll support with SAM registration. That's what we're here to do. Uh, the more people that are successful and able to enter the federal government buying market or state and local buying market, when you can provide a product and service, the better it is for everybody. It's better for the small business owner. It's better for the economy. Everybody wins. So we are here to help at whatever step and level you are.
Can you talk a little bit more about what that means, like the federal buying and procurement system? Like what types of businesses could qualify and like what is that? What does it mean? And what is SAM.gov?
Okay. So SAM.gov is free for everybody to use. It's how you register your business to be eligible to compete in the federal marketplace. So if you want to get a federal government contract, you have to first register your business with the state, and then register with SAM.gov. And that does a couple things for you. One, aside from being able to have people that know whether or not your business takes credit cards or the size of your business based upon the Small Business Administration size standards, to make sure you're a small business based upon your NAICS code, your North American Industry Classification System code. Um, and also, when you fill that out, it will translate over to the Small Business Administration's dynamic small business search. What that means is you'll also have a profile that's there automatically. Typically, what happens is people need to go back over to the Small Business Administration site and look at DSBS for Dynamic Small Business Search, and then they can find their own company, and then they can update a little capabilities narrative, and that helps narrow down what people can be looking for, not just in SAM.gov being eligible for federal contracts, but also if somebody's looking for you or looking for services and products you provide, they can then find it easily just by going to the SBA DSBS. Um, so SAM.gov is it can be daunting at first to fill out everything you need for registering your business. It's good to have a lot of documents handy. There are changes to the system a little bit frequently, but it's relatively the same. You've got several sections of information you have to fill out that refer specifically to your business, and then you'll get two things that are really important aside from getting registration done. You'll get what's called a UEI, which is a unique number specifically for your business, and then you will have a cage code, which is another unique number for your business. But this allows people to look at the services you provide and the location that you are. So those letters and numbers break things out into um, a code that's more easily identifiable for other agencies to find what they're looking for. So registration for SAM.gov is imperative if you want to do business with the federal government. But it's not necessarily the same for tribal and local governments. But it does not hurt to have it done. Does it answer your question?
Yes. What types of businesses like do you see federal contracts out there for? Like who should register, and what types of contracts or like businesses would benefit from being from federal contracting?
Well, that is a great question because it changes, right? It changes based upon what the federal government is buying at the time. There are things that they buy all the time, everywhere. Um, Always in need are going to be janitorial services, um, construction. Uh, they have pamphlets being made. They've got, if you can think of it, they can they can order it. Any number of an unlimited amount of small parts, machinery, electrical systems. Yeah, just so much. It's so much of it is there. Um, what I would like to know more about is we have some of our clients that do um, like marketing materials. So signs that they can put up that are, you know, lit from the back and they look great. And one of the things I've been working on is trying to meet the people in the government that can go through and are the contracting officers to determine where they purchase those items so we can say, hey, look, these folks have an opportunity. But it's just so vast. There's any if you have a business, there is a need. There is a want. There's room for you.
So basically, any business could benefit from registering on SAM.gov, and there could be opportunities for them potentially.
Yes, any business can register for SAM.gov. Anything from repair services to staffing services to um, maintenance services, everything that is there. If you have a business, chances are very high that the federal government is looking for somebody to fill that gap because the federal government is large, but they can't do everything. They can't staff the buildings that they're in and then provide the maintenance for them and the upkeep, the IT software. Oftentimes that's outsourced if somebody needs computers. There's contracts that go out to different embassies worldwide. There's so many things that there are available on SAM.gov. If you make something, design something, create something, produce something, it's definitely worth absolutely considering. Now, if you don't want to register with Sam.gov and you just want to see what's out there, you can still log on for free. You just have to create your own account, log on to Sam.gov, and then you can look and peruse and see what has been popular over a long period of time. You can look at what might be coming out. So they'll have requests for information or requests for proposals, which is asking you to propose a response to a contract. Everything is available on sam.gov.
So if a business wanted to, they could kind of go and maybe like match make for themselves, but from my understanding, you kind of help with that too.
Yes, absolutely. So people can go on to sam.gov and they can filter out and find what they're looking for by NAICS codes. They can do that on their own. And there are not there are other systems other than sam.gov where you can do that. There are a lot. So what we provide is we provide somebody registers with us to be a client. We create a profile for them on our system, and we can funnel those opportunities based upon the products and services that that business wants to provide so that they can see only those opportunities. And you really want to have it narrowed down in a way that makes sense, because otherwise there are just, if you have one NAICS code and you just want to get everything for small parts, for example, it will be overwhelming. So then it comes down to, what's your niche? What about your small business um, specifically provides services in a way that it's unique and different? Or what do you have that there is a need for, that you can say, want to zero in on this range, and then later on expand it as your business grows?
Do you provide, like, let's say a business came to you, they found a federal contract, and then they like put in a bid and then they got it. Do you provide any other technical assistance to kind of help them once they've received the contract?
Yes, we can provide assistance for providing somebody's responding to a proposal. They're submitting a proposal. We can provide assistance in checking it over and to see if something is needs to be changed or not. We provide counseling in that way. I would also be very clear that we do not provide legal advice. We are not counsel. We can definitely talk about everything that somebody wants to talk about, but we would say these are the references, and if you're seeking for legal counsel, we would recommend retaining legal counsel. Um, we just provide some things that are specific to, um, yeah, businesses. So proposals would be something absolutely we can do. If someone wants to identify and say, hey, we've looked at this RFI, we've looked at this RFP, we've got questions, we might be able to say, okay, well, here's a question that you can ask to get clarification on what you're looking for, to help determine if it is an opportunity that's worthwhile for the business.
So you're pretty new to the Apex team here in New Mexico. How has it been since you started? And what are your hopes like for what you can be able to provide for businesses that come to work with you?
Yeah, you know, you're absolutely right. I joined in October, so I usually tell people it's my first day, but I can't really tell people it's my first day right now. I've been around for a few days. Um, so my hope is that I can go through and help small businesses um, get further in the direction that they want to go. So if someone's like, look, hey, I don't even know where to start. How can I even start this? I'll say, oh, great. Well, looks like, you know, I got time for you. We're gonna maybe do some registrations on SAM. Let's do some work on a capability statement. Let's start seeing what you're interested in providing and how can you go forward. As far as like, well, my goal is just to help as many people as I can with whatever they want help with. That is specifically what I'm here for. So it doesn't matter if somebody wants help with something at the beginning, or if they're midway through and they're like, hey, do we need to do an adjustment here? Or if they're doing really well, I can still say, hey, maybe I can help you network with somebody else. The goal is to just tell people whatever capacity that they want. And I don't have a specific number of like, I will only help 8 people this week, or you know, there's no limits like that. I Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Are there any like upcoming initiatives or things that you're excited about that you want to share with other people that Apex is involved in?
So many things. Yes. If I could, let me get this thing set up to make sure that I share the screen at the right spot. Because we know how that can get weird. Here we go. And the share screen button is of course the obvious one. Here it is, and boom. All right, is that showing up?
It's starting to. Yeah, it shows the res conference.
Perfect. Yes. So right now, the upcoming event that we're excited about is the RES conference, RES 2025, the Reservation Economic Summit. It's going to be in Las Vegas from March 10th to March 13th. We're excited about this because this is where we get the largest number of Native American small businesses together, well, and other businesses together to meet with buyers, right? So we provide matchmaking, we host that, and it's just a great networking event that we're very proud of. It's the largest in the world for Native Americans, and it will be in Las Vegas, and I'll be there if you're there. Uh, we can meet, that'd be great. And let me go over to I want to move this right here. Another one that's upcoming that I'm excited about is right before the res. So this was not in chronological order, but still applicable. It's the Small Business Forum at the Sandia National Labs. And that's going to be another networking event where small businesses can get together. And this is not a Native American specific small business group. This is just an everybody small business group. Um, where they can meet. And that's going to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And registration is free and putting up a booth is free. If there's space, you have to reach out to the folks when you register. But if you're a small business who want to walk around and check things out, please feel free to do so. I will be there with a booth. So if you're there, you can find me with an Apex Accelerator booth. Those are the two upcoming things in March that I am really excited about. And while I've got you here, I can also show you the Native American Apex Accelerator. This is our regions, as we talked about, Southwest. But you can find anybody. If you're looking for somebody near you, you can zoom out and you can say, where is a person near me? How can I find somebody? So yeah, that's it. APEXaccelerators.us. Anyway,
Awesome.
so
Well,
yeah.
well, thanks for sharing that. How can people connect with you if they want to work with you or if they have more questions about like procurement or signing up for sam.gov? You already shared it, but is there also a website that you just showed that they could go to? How's the best way to connect with you?
So the two ways to find me are the easiest would be my phone number, which is 480-321-5748, and my email address, which is c.crazybull at ncaied.org, or at the US Accelerators website. You can find anybody, or the Apex Accelerator website, you can find anybody anywhere in your region. Now, if you're looking for somebody in your region and you don't want to go to the internet to find them, you can call me and I will find them for you because that's what I do. We provide quality customer service.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else you want to share with us while we're on here before we go?
Well, we were just at the National 8A conference in Louisiana last week, and one of our clients got certified 8A, and we were extremely proud of them.
What
Photos
does
with
that
everybody all
mean?
over.
What does certified 8A mean?
Ah, that's a good question. So, when you certify 8A, you've got a specific amount of time in which the government supports you getting contracts with the government, which is a pretty good deal. So, the requirements to be 8A certified, you have to be registered in SAM, you have to be successful in business for a 2-year period, um, making money, and then you can register for 8A, which is usually if you're like a women-owned small business, service-disabled veteran-owned small business, veteran-owned small business, a hub zone small business, um, or a variety of other things. And when you certify, that just helps you, people specifically helping you get contracts in a way that's well, we provide services, but those are excellent services that help people make a lot of money. And then they graduate from the program after a certain amount of time goes by. They can either become no longer a small business, they become a large business. So they graduate, or a certain amount of time goes by, and then hopefully by then they've been running for a while and they're ready to go. So there's there's a lot of benefits to being 8A certified. So we were very proud of our client.
Awesome. So if you're listening, that's something that you could benefit from if you work with Christopher, if you tap into the resources at Apex, they can help you get contracts, and if you're the right fit, possibly get 8A certified. So definitely an awesome resource for us to have here in New Mexico, and even more awesome that we have a person specifically working with Native-owned businesses. So definitely tap into this resource, and reach out to Christopher, to learn more and just to get to know him. I'm sure you will benefit from the connection. Well, thank you for joining us, Christopher, and for sharing all the information. We really appreciate your time. And like I said, just thankful that you're here in New Mexico to help our native-owned businesses.
Well, and thank you very much for having me, Cecilia. It's been an absolute pleasure.